Anthony Slater here with Eric Horn inside the peak tonight. A Thunder blowout, 112-79 over the Lakers. Sounds like maybe one of the more unmemorable games of the season as far as blowout goes. But if you were here tonight, you know it was one of the more memorable nights.
Yeah, definitely a lot more memorable than some of the other Laker games we've seen here this year. Kobe Bryant's last road game, the Thunder crowd paid him a fine tribute with some chants, some Kobe chants.
8 and 24 Lakers jerseys and Lower Marion throwbacks just everywhere. Probably more than when Steph Curry and the Warriors came in earlier this year, and that was the most I'd ever seen when Curry came in. So, they really flooded, I'm assuming from everywhere in the Midwest here tonight, paid homage to him. Kevin Durant called the response from the Thunder fans classy. And then Kobe went vintage first quarter, and he threw up 10 of the Lakers' 19 shots, scored 13 points, threw up 8 threes, he pumped Durant at one point and got a foul. Kind of really played his heart out, I guess, or he spent his knees up and his shoulder up in that first quarter. Only plays, I think, 7 more minutes the rest of the game, doesn't score. But like I said, nice send-off for him, and he was good post-game talking about it too.
Yeah, really classy by him in post-game to sit down and come into the main media room where Billy Donovan usually conducts his pregame and postgame, and sit down and do more than, I guess, about 8 minutes with the media. Tons of media there, international media as well. They were asking him questions in Spanish. He was answering in Spanish, and
tried to get him to answer one in English because he was asked about Westbrook to the Lakers, but not biting.
We'll see with that. But Kobe was very accommodating tonight. Yeah. He'll have his final home game, I guess, in a couple of days.
That's going to be cool. I mean, we're not going to be there, but that's going to be cool. Tonight, Westbrook and Durant pregame. The Thunder had all their players write like handwritten notes to Kobe, put it in a book, and then pregame, Westbrook and Durant met him in a private room, gave him the book, presented it to him, and then during the game, so they're sending off a Laker legend. Then during the game, Westbrook passes one Laker legend, Magic Johnson, in the record books with his 18th triple-double. The season is the most, or it's more than Magic Johnson 25 years ago, who held that record. And then Kevin Durant, coincidentally, gets his 64 straight 20-plus point game today, which passes Kobe Bryant, who did it in 2006 for the most since MJ in 91. So just kind of a lot of things combining tonight, and it was just like another reinforcement that you had 3 future Hall of Famers in front of you doing future Hall of Famer type things.
Yeah, and Kobe, again, I think he said it best after the game, where he said, I mean, if this wasn't a Steph Curry historic season, Russell Westbrook would be right there as maybe the front runner for the MVP award. I mean, he passed Magic for the most triple-doubles in 25 seasons. He tied Magic for the most triple-doubles in 40 seasons, and he did it. He got his triple-double in just a half of 17 minutes and change. I mean, we've seen Russell Westbrook get close to doing that this year, but he did it again. I mean, he did it tonight, and it was just remarkable.
Thunder finished their regular season tomorrow night in San Antonio. I don't expect them to play many of their guys. I may not even travel them. Who knows at this point? Then playoffs come this weekend. So, I mean, a lot of interesting content from us to come, and, everything is now moving forward. But before we get there, I thought tonight was cool. So, send you off. We got Billy Donovan, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and we either have Kobe's 8-minute video in the end of this video, or it might be in another video on our website. You can check it out.
Historic things that happened tonight, with being Kobe's last game here, and then, Kevin continuing on his streak, Russell getting another triple-double. I thought we, as a group, played pretty well on both ends of the floor. I didn't think we shot the ball great, probably through the first quarter and a half, but I thought our ball movement was really good. I thought we were unselfish. I thought we generated really, really good shots. I thought in the front court, the rim protection by Steven Adams and by Serge was really, really great. It was great to see Steven rebound the ball the way he did. But overall, I thought it was a complete game for us. I thought we played well on both ends.
Kobe's last game, it's a big storyline. Just what was this night like for you?
It was special. It was special, to get the opportunity to play against Kobe in his last road game. Our fans did their job by coming out and showing them major love. I know we competed against them so many times. 2 playoff series against these guys. Coming in here as one of the most hated players. They showed a lot of class tonight. That's what we expected our fans to do. And he came out and played well for him.
How surprised for you to hear the crowd actually cheering for him and calling his name?
Oh, not surprised. It's been like that all season with places that I didn't think he would get cheers, and he deserves it. A pioneer, in my opinion, for players, on the wing. One of the guys that kind of set the standard for the 2 and 3 position, and you know, it was legend. So, you know, they did their job tonight, man. They did it well.
I just want to ask you about a couple moments. First, pregame, you guys presented him with a book. Just how special was that?
Yeah, just I know he got so many gifts this year. I know this whole farewell tour he didn't really ask for, but you know that shows what type of player and person he was, a basketball figure that everybody, you know, pulled out all the stops. And I think for us, it was just, you know, kind of subtle to get him something. You know, that's a little different. A book, you know, I heard he got skis. I heard he got lifetime supply of Jordans, you know, all that stuff. But you know, I just think with all our guys wrote a little small message in there for him, and hopefully he appreciates it.
You want to share your message?
I've said it the whole year, just how much he changed the game for me. Once I got into the league, easily became you know, my favorite player. You know, he kind of, as a fan and as a, you know, fan of the game, you don't really appreciate, you know, someone like that because all you hear is the hate and, you know, what he's done bad. But once you get into the league, you can appreciate, you know, a player that brings it every single night, back-to-backs, 82-game seasons, playoffs, brings it every single night. That level of intensity and that level of skill, you can appreciate it. So once I got to the league, you know, my level of respect just raised up, you know, 10 notches from just playing against him and then watching him work.
He got you one last time kind of with that pump fake and give you a smile. Just was that, I know.
Yeah, he got me with that, and then in third quarter, I got him back.
Yeah, I know this morning you said this 64 straight games of 20 or more is what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. On top of that, this season, career highs in rebounds, 5 assists a game. Can you just kind of put in perspective the way you think you played this season as a whole?
Well, you know, Coach relies on me and my teammates rely on me to do so much. I had to rebound, I had to make plays as a passer, and I think I've grown in those areas. You know, in the last 3 or 4 years, I'm around 5 assists a game, and you know, that's a standard I hold myself up to now. So I got to get my teammates involved. I got to make plays, and scoring the ball is what I've been doing for a long time. But just building other parts of my game, I think, you know, is what I try to focus on. And sometimes I overpass, and you know, sometimes, you know, I don't rebound as well. But I think my mind is in the right place. So, you know, it was a fun regular season for me. I've got better. I've, you know, stayed healthy. And that was the most important part.
Do you expect a rest tomorrow night in San Antonio?
I don't know. That's on Coach Donovan.
Give the message to the crowd and put together this type of performance as a team. Is this the way that you want to finish off your home slate here before the playoffs hit?
Definitely, man. I think you know, our fans has been great, not just this year, but since I've been here. I think that, like I said, you know, out on the court, they're the best fans in all sports, and you know, we got to get ready as a team and be ready to play for them towards the playoffs.
Obviously, one of the storylines tonight was Kobe Bryant's last road game. Just what was it like out there?
I mean, it's great, man. The atmosphere is great. The fans, all the players, they all respect him and his legacy, what he's done for the game. And I think it's just a great honor to be able to host this last game.
How about 2 moments? Number one, I think pregame you guys presented him with a book, and then postgame it looked like you had a little message. How special were those 2 moments?
That was very special, especially for me, man, growing up in LA. A young boy watching the Lakers and watching him, you know, kind of take over the town, and to be here now, you know, in NBA and being a part of his last game is something special to me. It's a blessing and it's something I never take for granted.
What can you tell us about the gift that you guys gave him before the game?
We wanted to do something a little different as a team, and I think, you know, I think he appreciated it. We wanted to kind of write our own personal messages as individuals. Each player had an opportunity to kind of, you know, say what he meant to them and what he did for the game, and I think you know, he appreciated that a little bit.
Same night that this happens, you know, you also pass Magic Johnson for the triple record. Is this a day, you know, 20 years down the road you'll remember?
Definitely, man. There's you know, another person from Lakers, Magic Johnson, another legend, somebody that I looked up to, one of my favorite players growing up, and it's definitely a blessing to be able to do that, and it's an honor.
Kevin passed Kobe for now 64 straight games this year with 20 or more points. Can you put in perspective, as a guy who scores 20 as well, how hard that is to do every single day?
It's very difficult, man. I mean, obviously Kevin makes it look very easy from outside looking in, but I think you know, he's put so much work in to put himself in position every game to be prepared to play. And you know, he does it every night at a high level, and I don't think too many guys can compete with that.
So you're looking to break Magic Johnson's record now that you've tied it with the triple doubles?
Man, I'm just happy to be able to be in the vicinity, to be in a conversation with Magic Johnson and those guys, and you know, I'm happy we got to win tonight.
Also the fastest triple-double you've ever had. I mean, did you have an idea that you were doing it so quickly?
Say it again.
It's also the fastest triple-double you've ever had. Did you have an idea you were doing it so quickly?
Just trying to play, man. Playing the game. Guys make it easy for me to be able to rebound and get guys shots. Guys make open shots, and I'm just thankful to have those guys on my team.
It probably would have been easy to get distracted tonight. What did you like about the way you guys just approached the game, particularly defensively?
I thought we did a good job being physical, doing what we do, and leading ready, getting ready for the playoffs, and we got to get our minds and bodies right.
What will you remember most about your matchups with Kobe? You guys so
just how competitive, man, he is. I think